Good afternoon, Draftstars players. We have three games to kick off our Saturday afternoon. And it's going to be Rabbitohs Warriors, Raiders, Panthers, Sharkies v the Dragons. And in our outside backs, there's going to be a lot of selections that you can go for in this upper tier. And someone like the Trell Mitchell is a very interesting one, just considering that I think that he's going to be boom or bust. I think we're going to see like a close to this 100 mark, or we're going to see somewhere around the 40 to 50. So at 18,200, it's obviously a little bit of a risk if you're going to go for Latrell. I think someone can go a bit more consistent. If you're wanting consistency, is going to be AJ against the Warriors. I can see him scoring a couple of tries for sure. Considering how good their attack's been of recent time, he could be the man to play that one. If you're looking at Sharks v St. George, and you've got plenty of options in guys like Jesse Raymond, who is a big proponent for scoring a bunch of tries. So he's a little bit more of that boom or bust type of guy. I've got Talakai is going to be a little bit more consistent, but again, it's probably too many 30s for our liking in that game. You've got Ronaldo, obviously, who hasn't been scoring too great of recent time. But if you're looking for a Sharks guy at a cheap price, I think Cade Dykes is your man. He's someone that actually averages really well in New South Wales Cup, very similar to what Lockie Miller was doing. And they've given him a role, and they think that he's overtaken Lockie Miller. And for him to score really well in that one, and Cade to get his opportunity against the Dragons, I think he'll be able to score pretty well. And at 9,000, I think you need to pop him in your side. In terms of other games out there, we've got obviously the Penrith one, and Dill Edwards has been that most consistent guy, and Isaac Tungo has been super good the last month as well. So been running for big meters actually is what we've been looking for there. Jack Bird, still in that centre position, I'd probably stay away. And there's a little bit of chatter around that Aiken's going to play in the back row. So if he does, that 16,400 could be a decent price as well. But if you're looking at that lower scoring, lower price there, then Isaiah Tass is a consistent guy. 33 is his lowest in the last 5. So if you need someone like that at that, just under 13k, then he could be your man. Stephen Crichton as well at 12,000 is going to be fairly consistent, but coming back from that ear injury, wearing the headgear this week. That'll be fun. Halves and hookers, obviously we've got the two top guys there, Hines and Cook, so picking a selection of one of them. If you have enough money in the bank to hit somewhere around that 70 mark, I think this week will be pretty safe for both of them, 65 to 70. You got someone like Jamal Fogarty, who I think could do really well. Up against Penrith, though, it'll just be interesting to see how Penrith goes without Cleary and Luai. And I think Fogs can be your man to do pretty well there at 19.6, who's been super consistent again. Lowest score of 50.7 in the last 3 weeks. If we're looking down the line, we have guys like Abby Coruscant as well, who's been really consistent as well. 57, his lowest the last 4, and Sean O'Sullivan. So either one of them, I think, can hit you around that 55 mark this week. Just that they'll have to both step up very much so with the boys out. So I think they're two good guys to pick. Someone like Jack Whiten's an interesting one as well. Obviously a little bit of a cheaper price, and has that one big game of 75, but a lot of 40s in between that. So that's the main worry with him. If we're going any lower, I think Lockie Ilias is a very interesting one this week. Up against Warriors, if they get that win by about 20 or 30, then I think Ilias will be able to score pretty well. You see here, he's got these last 3 games, 37.3, his lowest, and 2 really nice ones in the previous 2 weeks. So he's been improving as a player, and I think he can lead them around the park well. Since Latrell's been back, he's been scoring pretty well. So well done to him, and I think he's a solid one at that cheaper price, along with someone like Jamin Salmon, who this week gets his opportunity to play big minutes at 6. So obviously the 80 minutes he'll be getting, and I think a score around that 40 would be pretty fair to get. 35 to 40 there for Jamin, running the ball, potentially a little bit of kicking, but not too much there. So tackling and running, hopefully getting a few attacking stats from that. So that would be my general thoughts around the halves and the hookers. And if you're moving to the forwards there, obviously you got your top guys, Tarpanay, Murray, and also Yo. I think Cam McInnes is great as well. Obviously at 20,000 with Finucane being out, getting some big minutes there. Colin Matungi's been great. Tohu Harris. So any of those guys are going to be completely fine. You've got Adam Elliott, who looks like he's fine to play, but again, maybe be worried slightly about the minutes and his impact coming off a cork. Moving down the line, someone like Tavita Totolo, again, is up and down with his scoring. When he gets a try, he goes bonkers. So he can be your boom or bust type of player this week. And anything lower than that, obviously Blake Laurie's been a little bit quiet, 2 of the last 4 weeks, for example, but he can get that big 50, 60, which is what we're looking for here. For you to win this game, Mosley Oda's your consistent guy. So if you need someone around the 12k mark, I'd be picking him up for sure. And then you've got guys like Wade Graham, who scored 50 last week, but can he back it up? Maybe not. And guys like Saluka Fafita, who's getting that start this week, and probably looking at a high 20 to 30 if you're if you're needing something like that. Aaron Penne is probably other guy to think about, him playing in the 13 role. Hopefully some 40, 50 minutes for him maybe unlikely the 50, but definitely the 40. And at 9K, I think he can help you out very much for sure. But that's that video, guys. Jump in that link down below, hit that description in the description there, and get signed up, get started on Draftstars. I hope you guys have a great Saturday in the sun, and we'll catch you in the next video. See you later.